Hey, it's Johnny Covey, the author of the 5 Habits of the Heart and the creator of the Head to Heart Framework. Welcome to Habit 4, which is to be restored. So now that you're courageous, you're being you and being present, going from your head to your heart, a restoration is in order. What that looks like is to go back to the original state, right? To restore. So we came worthy and accepted. All of us. It's our birthright. We, as kids, you can imagine, you look in a child's eyes, you're like, you are of worth. Not because they have done anything, not because they just are. You accept them where they're at. You're not looking at them and say, oh, man, what's wrong with you? You should be doing all these great things. No, they're worthy and accepted where they're at. And kids are present. They're just totally there. And even when they're not newborns, they're kind of getting a little older. They're courageous. They're able to be themselves. They're not worried about it when everyone else thinks. They're present. They're just in the moment. And we lose that. So the difference between you and I is the fact that we've had experiences where we've gotten into our head and we haven't worked through it. We haven't got out of that. And not only do we just get out of our head, but when we get in our heart working through those experiences, we progress and we learn. We're using our brain, our imagination, our intelligence, while we're listening to our conscience to consciously create, being who we really are. So that process of restoration just takes, be present, same exact process, but you're doing it on a previous experience. Something that happened forever ago. And you're having that same kind of release where you're expressing yourself, you're working through it, and it's as if when that experience is different because you understand it differently. You no longer look at that experience and have all those negative feelings. You're like, oh yeah, that taught me this, and I did feel negative. It did affect me negatively for a long time, but I've let go of that. I've moved on. Or you're looking at a possibility. You're in your heart. You're working through. Hey, what's a new way to do this? How could I, make something better? Be myself more. It's that possibility, and it's really exciting when you get to the stage where it becomes so natural to you in the moment that not only when something happens in the moment, you recognize, wow, I'm feeling this way in the moment, not even because of what just happened, but because I have previous experiences that are attaching to it. You probably had that. One tiny thing happens, you're really frustrated, you're like, why is that? If you listen to your conscience, using your heart, your left and right brain, you'll recognize, oh, because it's not about this experience, it's about all these other times I felt wrong and alone, and it reminded me of this time. So you work through those. So you that chain of lies, this chain of unhealthy poison you've been feeding yourself, you just let go of them. You slowly work through them. It's a process. It takes time. So I want you to think through, what is one experience that you've previously had that you want to let go? You're like, you know what? This keeps coming up in the present because there's other stuff. It's unhealthy. I'm going to work through it. So take the time, think through it, work through it just like you have in the last habit of be present, but in a previous experience so you can restore yourself. And then after that, we're going to move on to habit 5, which is how to be a conscious creator. I'll see you then.